Welcome back to another video, everyone. So I haven't done a conspiracy video in a while, and I didn't want to stop the series after episode 10, but I did want to change things up a little bit. I still haven't figured out how I'm going to actually do that yet, but the thing is, the series is all about debunking Instagram conspiracy theories, and I've looked at so many of them at this point, that the theories I end up putting into the videos end up becoming very similar to ones that have already been in previous videos. At this point, I would probably have to wait for real-world events to happen so that people make conspiracy theories about them, and then I can make a video debunking those theories. A couple examples of what I'm talking about would first of all be the asteroid theories. NASA has revealed that there's a high probability of a life-ending asteroid impacting Earth in 300 years. After 2 years of studying, scientists have calculated the probability of a large asteroid, Bennu, colliding with Earth, and they found out that it's got a 1 in 1,750 chance of hitting the planet within the next 300 years. So this one is recent, but even so, it's still the same thing that we've seen in other videos. Scientists say this is going to happen all the time. And while it probably will, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen or that I doubt them or anything. It's 300 years into I don't care. I know that's selfish, not thinking about how it's going to be then, but at the end of the day, it's an asteroid. You can't do anything about that. It's not like I'm actively doing it to make it worse for them in the future. Plus, if humans are still around in 300 years on Earth, I'm going to just assume that they'll have technology advanced enough to take care of this problem. Considering we already have methods of doing that, I think in 300 years they'll be fine. Then you have your average time traveler theories that we always look at, like a time traveler from the year 2582 says that astronauts will discover an Earth clone this weekend on May 8th. He states that this planet is within our solar system and is exactly like Earth, but with a mirrored effect. Now, who is this time traveler? I have no idea. They just didn't really elaborate on that part. You can't just say time traveler. You need to give us a reason to believe it, because that doesn't mean anything. Also, why the hell would you come back 500 years just to tell us this? You said yourself that astronauts were going to make this discovery this weekend. Are you seriously that impatient that you had to time travel back 500 years just to tell us a couple days before they made the discovery? And then you have your stay vigilant theories, which vary, but generally they'll be something like this. Amazon is reportedly offering shoppers of their cashierless Amazon Go stores $10 in-store credit if they scan their palm, rather than using a traditional barcode. Customers can pay for goods in-store by waving their palm prints over these scanners. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say you shouldn't question this or anything like that, but I do find it funny how everyone in the comments is complaining and how they're going to keep your palm prints and everything, when those same people probably just unlocked their phone a few minutes prior with Face ID or with their fingerprint. Like I said though, these are new theories and new posts, but we've seen them countless times in the past in some way, shape or form. And I'm going to keep doing my main series about these because I still enjoy doing it, and there's always new theories popping up every now and then. But today I wanted to try something a bit different. I'm not going to say this is, going to be the future of the series or that I'm going to do another one in the future, but just for now I want to try something a bit different. So instead of reading these theories, I'm going to read your theories and try and debunk them. Okay, so what if the Mandela effect is time travelers changing slight things from the past that alter things in the present? So I'm not an expert on the Mandela effect or anything, but I believe it's where mass amounts of people remember things differently to how they actually were. The one example I think of, because I've seen it in a post before, is Pikachu's tail. A lot of people remember it having a black mark at the end of his tail, but in reality it was apparently always just yellow. Now, this theory isn't about the Mandela effect. I'm not here to say whether it's real or not. I've experienced it as well with other things, but the theory is the Mandela effect time travelers changing things? And I'm here to say that probably most likely is not the case. Why? Because, well, why would a time traveler change something so minuscule? Like, seriously, you can go back and stop World War II from happening, but instead you change Pikachu's tail design. You go and remove the monocle from Monopoly Man instead. The only time I would believe this theory is if it's just future trolls. Just trolls that are fucking around, messing with people, and they just have access to a time machine. So they do stuff like this. That's the only time I will believe this theory. If the Titanic is going to be completely corroded by 2030, then there will be conspiracy theories that the Titanic never existed, except for the pictures of it and the 706 people that survived it and the videos of people that have gone down there to the wreckage. Other than that, yeah, I suppose there's no evidence. Companies that make products to prevent something, acne, dandruff, don't actually prevent it, but maintain it so you continue using the product. Now, this might be true for certain things, but I think generally products are made for the benefit of not just yourself, but other people. Like, for example, take toothpaste and deodorant. You could make a theory of like, okay, toothpaste doesn't actually clean your teeth, it makes them dirtier or it makes them discolored so that you continue buying it. You could make that theory, but I think generally companies like this exist and want to give people toothpaste and deodorant so that you don't smell in public. Like, think about it this way, if no one had access to toothpaste or deodorant in public and everyone just stunk like shit, you would think about making a company so that you could provide people with deodorant so they could stop smelling. I think for some products that's probably true, but for products like deodorant, I think that simply exists for the benefit of us all. What if the meteor was actually a spaceship and as humans invaded the Earth, killing all dinosaurs? I mean, the timelines I don't think the timelines really add up. You know, the asteroid hit the dinosaurs 65 million years ago, around that time I think. Yeah, 66 million years ago, but even the earliest form of human wasn't around back then. It's not even like a close gap either where it could be a possibility, because that was 65 million years ago. Plus, if the asteroid hit Earth with that impact to the point where it just wiped out dinosaurs completely, do you not think it would have killed the people in the spaceship as well? Unless it did. Maybe there were advanced humans on that spaceship but it just fucking killed them all, and that's why it took millions of years for us to like just restart again. The modern art industry exists to launder money. Now, I don't know about this one, but there are cases where like something so dumb will sell for millions of pounds. It'd be something anyone could do, you know, where it really does seem like it's just some sort of pathetic excuse. You know, sometimes I feel like just drawing a squiggly line on a piece of paper and selling it, come up with some bullshit backstory to it, someone has to buy it, right? Either that or rich people just don't know what to spend their money on. They've run out of things to buy. What if we're all in a simulation? One thing I think of all the time is how, what if one day we could create a video game world and a character in that world who has his own thoughts, and they go around in this huge video game world, like this massive world that would take the video game character super long to, you know, ever explore, while we're controlling it, putting stuff in there, expanding upon it, with the character completely unaware that he's in a game. But because they have their own thoughts and they grow up and maybe they start to realize, what if I'm in a game? So to them it would be like us in a way. They think they're in this world, that's all they've ever known, but they're being controlled and they're unaware of that. What if that's going on with us? I don't know if that made any sense, but that's what I think of sometimes. I don't know about the simulation theory, to be honest. That probably isn't even the simulation theory that you're talking about, but it just is something that I think about when I think of that. I mean, you've had a lot of people back up this theory in the past, so who knows? Pets are just robots from the government to stalkers, because some people already know that their phone is listening, but they don't know that so are their pets. Obviously this is a joke, but the only thing I could see becoming an actual theory is that there's probably theories out there that, you know, come up with something like, well, they can't microchip humans, so the closest thing that they can microchip is your pet. What if when you die, you actually wake up to someone taking off a VR headset from your head and asking, how was it? So this makes me think of two different things and possibilities. That you're still living and that someone put a VR headset on your head and you know, simulated death or something. Like, let's say I'm sleeping right now and someone puts a VR headset on my head. Or the other possibility is that you grow up, live through your whole life, and then die, and then someone takes your VR headset off, and that your whole life was the experience. I wouldn't know what to think. I wouldn't know where I would be. I wouldn't know how old I am, what sort of life I'm already halfway through. You know, like if I'm gonna wake up from a VR headset in some other life, and this is just a experience that I'm in. I'm already a decent way through that other life to be at a point where I've put the headset on. I can't think about this. So this is a very long message that I'm not going to read out, but I'll put it on the screen, and if you want to read the whole thing, you can pause it. But essentially this person, you know, seems to have experienced a glitch, some sort of glitch in the Matrix. Now there's quite a lot of videos about these stories on YouTube. I definitely recommend watching the videos by Lazy Masquerade. I remember binging these videos a couple years back, and they actually really freaked me out, some of them. There's one where this person as a kid had an experience where he was walking up this I don't know where it was, he was walking up this place and he saw this one person walking past him that was looking at him strangely, and you know, he just passed it off, whatever. But as he grew up and he was older and he went back to that same location for a different reason, he had that same experience but as the other person. So he essentially met his future self. It's not like a time traveling theory. It was just some sort of glitch where both versions of himself collided, where they were in the same location, just at two completely different points in his life, and they'd somehow I don't know. I just wanted to recommend watching these videos because they're really interesting. But you know what? I do believe in supernatural stuff like that because in reality, you know, there's a lot we don't know about where we live and space and, you know, what's beyond the universe. I mean, there's probably some sort of answer, but at the end of the day, there's a lot we don't know and there's a lot of places we can't go to. The supernatural things happening, they might seem unbelievable, But that's the thing. Who's to say that they can't happen just because they'd seem unbelievable? When you think about space and everything beyond Earth, basically, unbelievable things don't seem so unbelievable. But that being said, I think that's all I'm going to look at for this video. I think I did waste a bit of time at the beginning of the video talking about the old theories, but this was just a trial of like a sub-series that I can start where I read other theories that you have, you know, and you can suggest your own theories that you think about personally, and I could maybe do this. So if you want to leave your own theories down below, you know, it's completely random, it can be anything. If I ever think about doing another one of these, I'll come to this video and look at the comments. But again, this isn't going to be replacing the other series. I'm still going to do that. It's just something I can maybe do alongside it or something. But that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Definitely subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you all in my next video.